Hello everybody and welcome to Paul Gardens. Today we're going to be doing a build video. We're going to be building this little 2-tray seed starter setup for under $100. The reason I wanted to build this seed starter was I was looking for something a little bit smaller than my last year's seed starting setup to do some experiments in. I also wanted something that could fit at least a full tray in it, and I came up with this design which fits one tray on top and then one tray on the bottom and still has fully adjustable lights and really easy in and out for the tray. Now the shelving unit you see here is 24 inches wide, 14 inches deep, and 30 inches high. That gives me plenty of room for both sets of seeds to grow a good amount before I'll have to move them to another area. First, let's go over our parts list. First item on our parts list is going to be our shelving unit. This is a shelving unit purchased from the Home Depot. The reason that this specific unit was purchased was that we can access our seed trays from both the front and the side easily. We also have a bit of wood. This is a 4-foot section of molding from Home Depot. This is what we are actually going to mount our lights to. Next up, we have 6 2-foot sections of T5 equivalent LED lights purchased off Amazon. Link is down in the description. We also have a timer for our lights, as well as chain, S-hooks, and I-hooks. First thing we're going to do is build our shelving unit. And with a little bit of movie magic, it is done like... That's not right. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. And there you have it, one shelving unit. I've thrown an empty tray of seeds on here to show you what I was talking about earlier. You can access your seeds from both the front and from the side, depending on where you have space to put this shelving unit. If it's only a narrow spot, you can put the shelving unit with only one of the sides facing out and still be able to access your seeds for things like watering or maintenance. Next, we're going to be setting up our lights. I highly recommend testing any lights that you do purchase before attaching them to your grow stations. The one thing I do try to do when I test my lights is set them up in the exact same configuration that I'm going to have them set up in my stand. So I have 2 sets of 3 lights, each linked together with the wires with the end caps on. So this is as close as I can get to exactly the way it will be set up once it is on my grow station. Ta-da! Everything works. Let's move on to the next step, mounting the lights. And for our tools for this build, we're going to have a pair of diagonal cutters, a pencil, tape measure, a pair of needle nose pliers, Phillips head screwdriver, saw, drill bit, that is a 7/64 drill bit, and that is for our pilot holes. Now we will cut our 4-foot piece of wood into 4 1-foot sections. Next, we're going to be drilling our pilot holes. You're going to find the center of each of your 4 pieces of wood, drill 1 hole. Then you are going to drill a hole 3 inches out from either side, as well as 1/2 inch in from either side. The 1/2 inch in are going to be for our eye hooks, and the other 3 are going to be for our brackets for our lights. There we go. We have pilot holes. Now we can start mounting our hardware. Now this is the setup you're looking for. You're looking for 2 eye hooks on the end, as well as your 3 clips in the middle. Now your eye hooks will be facing up for the chains, while your clips will be facing down for the lights. The one thing I did notice is the set of lights I had purchased before came with a set of short screws and a set of long screws. This set only came with long screws, so you could purchase shorter screws at Home Depot, cut these off, or for safety, just put tape over the top. Tape. Done. Now that we have all 4 brackets assembled, we can cut our chain and start mounting our lights. Now your assembly is going to be S-hook on top, S-hook on the bottom, chain connects to your brackets, top connects to your shelving unit, and that's what's going to hang your light. And here's what your one shelf setup looks like. You're going to have 4 chains in the corners, which you can use to raise or lower the light above your seed starts. We're going to have 1 up here, and then we're going to do the same thing for the 1 below. Now, obviously, there's more than one way to mount these lights. This was the design that I settled on while I was working through it in my head at the Home Depot. Last year, I used a design a little bit different than this, which I'll show you. And this is my design from last year. It was a piece of angle iron aluminum with holes drilled through, and then I got small nuts and bolts to actually attach the brackets directly to that, and then a piece of rope which held it to the beam above it. For your design, you could come up with something completely different. You could use zip ties to attach the lights to a dowel that runs across. You could use a chain with a larger or a smaller link. The biggest thing, you just need to make sure that the whole light fixture is adjustable up and down. Last thing to do, plug your 2 lights into your timer, plug your timer into the wall, set your timer appropriately, and you're done. There you go, all set up and ready for your seeds. Now there will be a couple things that I will be doing to this before I put my seed starts in. I'll be getting a couple pieces of cardboard, wrapping them in aluminum foil and putting them on top of both of the lights just to make sure all light is being reflected down onto the plants. Now, how'd we do on price? This whole setup cost me $93.88 before tax. If you needed to save a little bit of money, the one thing that is optional in this build is the timer. You just have to remember to turn off and on your lights every day on a schedule. Thank you for joining me today at Paul Gardens. Be sure to subscribe for more great gardening content, and remember, there's no wrong way to garden. There's only the plants you like to grow, the way you like to grow them.